إله إلا الله.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters. We are coming to you direct from the Mississauga Civic Center. And we're gathering here to show our solidarity to our Shaheed brothers in New Zealand. We are quite heartbroken, but at the same time, we're quite heartened to show our solidarity that we are with them, we are with the Shaheeds and their families. And if you guys are listening to me directly, I would like you to come here, be part of us. We are here to show solidarity with them and make prayers for their darjat in Jannah. And we have to come out, people from all colors and creeds and races are here to show their solidarity. And my special request to our Muslim brothers to come out in big number and let's show them how much we care about them. ये वाकया बहुत ही चले दिल को तोड़ने वाला था, लेकिन आज यहाँ पे लोगों को देख के, उनके जज्बात को देख के लग रहा है कि majority हम लोगों के साथ है. There are few people in minority and they cannot break our resolve. Our resolve is to stay strong and fight the terrorism, because terror don't have any religion, no color, no creed. So we are here as human beings to show our resolve that we condemn terrorism in any shape or form, and we stand united against all kind of terrorism. And this is our chance to show the people and their families who got killed in New Zealand that we stand with them.
What I know is that there were people, good people, gathered in a mosque in Christchurch, New Zealand, and the mosque is called Al-Nur Mosque and Lindwood Mosque. They were in submission to their Lord on a Friday, a sacred day, and they were fulfilling a sacred prayer. And in this state, their lives were taken. Those who are dead are, those who are martyred are men, young and old, women and children. And I know that the promise of our Lord is true, that He will raise these people as martyrs, and that He will raise these people as martyrs, and that they will reside in a place of gardens under which rivers flow. So I'm going to now call upon Sister Rabia, who is the Executive Director of the Muslim Council of Appeal, and Tariq Sayed, who is the Director of Muslim Festival.
God to have mercy on all of them. As Canadians, we reject such acts of great cowardness and injustice. No one, regardless of their faith, should ever have to witness such hatred as they pause to pray and to remember the God. As Muslims, Canadians, it is natural for us to feel an integral connection to our brothers and sisters around the world, especially when innocent lives are lost, such as in these incidents. But we must not lose our dignity or let fear affect our faith. Our faith must only grow stronger, and we must increase our practice by sharing goodness with our communities. Let's also not forget, just 2 years back, on January 29, 2017, 6 innocent lives and 19 more innocent lives were lost and 19 were injured. We have 19 orphans that are still living without their fathers. Let's not forget that. And that literally happened just few hundred kilometers from here in Quebec City. Let's all remember them and everyone else that are impacted and affected throughout the world. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. I'm never lost for words for the people who know me out there, and I have really been lost the last couple of days. As the Executive Director of Muslim Council of Appeal, it was my job to follow what was happening, to put out a statement, to mobilize the community, to reach out to our law enforcement, our elected officials, our mayor's offices, and say, we need to work together. We need to make sure that something like this never happens in Peel. What I also realized, and I had known, but really felt compelled to say out loud was that Islamophobia is real. And anybody who dares deny it is really putting a mask on and denying something that goes against our shared humanity. We are at a time and space in the world where division is breeded, and the impact of that is felt in such violent ways. Muslims around the world in Muslim majority countries are often terrorized and victims of terrorist acts. We did not expect this to come to our shores here in Canada 2 years ago in a Quebec City mosque, and we surely did not expect this to replay in such a greater degree in another part of the world like New Zealand. The lives that have been lost, the impact that has taken place on numerous individuals and families and a society as a whole is unforgivable. But we move on, we stand together, we stand in solidarity, and that's what we're witnessing here today. I am so pleased to have our friends and allies from interfaith communities represented here today, from the Buddhist community, from the Jewish community, from the Christian communities, etc., etc. And these are only the people that I had a chance to say hello to so far. I'm especially grateful to our local rabbi and the synagogue who came out today. Today is Sabbath. And for them to come out today to stand with us in solidarity really warms my heart and makes the work we do to build interfaith relationships meaningful. So we move on in Peel right here today, saying no more. We stand together against all forms of hate and oppression, and we will never let it inflict and poison our community, our society, here in Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon.
Evil, such as these, that continue to happen around the world, and we have to do something about that. It is unfortunate, and even here in Canada, where we have one of the most tolerant regimes, countries, whatever you want to call us, but we still have problems in our own areas. This is unacceptable, and we must do, as Rabia indicated, we have to work together. We at the City of Mississauga, and especially the Council of Mayors, stand with you and the community. Our city will always stand up for what is right. We will continue to send a strong message to the dark forces who seek to divide us, and we want to let them know they are not welcome in this city. Your council have made it a priority to build a city that is one of the most inclusive and welcoming cities and most diverse in the world, and we will continue to do that. Here in Mississauga, we embrace our diversity. It's what makes us truly unique. Diversity and inclusion are our strengths. We say that many times here in Mississauga. These are not a threat to us. They bring us closer together and really further apart. It is incumbent upon us to continue to work together to a more tolerant society and a more tolerant world free from hate. New Zealand's Muslim community, our city's Muslim community, and Muslims all around the world, frankly, will emerge stronger because of this. Our thoughts and prayers are tonight with those who tragically lost their lives, the victims that are still in the hospital, and those that will suffer for the rest of their lives. And as we join today in mourning those we've lost, more than ever, we must band together. Martin Luther King said, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love will do that." And I see a poster here talking about love and hate. We'll continue to come out. We'll continue to show up. And we will not be afraid. We will not be afraid. So do not let the fear divide us. Acts like this only strengthen our resolve and bring us closer together. And we in Mississauga are strong. And today we're sending the strength that we love, and we're sending that message to New Zealand that we're with you. As we come today to support, to heal, and to comfort one another, I encourage you to continue that tremendous charitable work that you all do. All the Muslim communities work together to make our city and our region a better place to live. And I personally and the mayor thank you for that. So thank you for making Mississauga one of the best places to live. And I want to say that our prayers are with the people in New Zealand, our prayers are with everyone across the world who are going through the same sort of trials and tribulations. And just so you know that the clock tower here will be red and I think it's red and white. Yeah, red and blue for New Zealand. That was a very quick decision. That was a very quick decision just made. So we'll be having the clock tower lit for the next 3 nights. So if you're in the area, that's what it's all about. So I thank you for coming out. Our council and the mayor appreciate the support that the Muslim community has given all of us, and now we must support those that are grieving so desperately. Thank you very much.
I'm here from the mayor's office, and Mayor Patrick Brown, expresses his deepest condolences to the members of the Muslim community around the world and here locally. Thank you for having us here in Mississauga. Our City Hall clock tower is also lit in red and blue. And that will be done until our vigil, which will happen on Thursday. So I'll read the statement. Brampton stands united against hate, Islamophobia, and terrorism. Our city grieves with the Muslim community in New Zealand and here locally. This senseless act of terror on innocent worshippers praying at 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand, is evil. This murderous hatred by white supremacists must be stopped. We must continue to promote religious freedom, tolerance, and compassion. Peel Regional Police has been present at mosques during prayer services. My thoughts and prayers are with the victims and families. As I just mentioned, all are welcome to attend our candlelight vigil for the community on Thursday, March 23rd, from 6 to 7 p.m. at Ken Willen Square at Brampton City Hall. All city flags will be lowered until after the vigil. A book of condolences will be set up inside Brampton City Hall and online at brampton.ca from Monday, March 18th until Saturday, March 23rd. For all to express their sympathies. This book will be shared with the Christchurch community through the New Zealand High Commission in Ottawa. I have to add one message that Mayor Brown did ask the community to not be afraid to go to prayers. To not be afraid, because this is what the haters want. They want us to be afraid. So please feel free to go worship, and the mayor has taken every precaution to make sure that we are safe here. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to call MP Ikra Khalid. She's the MP for Mississauga Erin Mills. And we'd also like to call the MP Gagan Sikand, MP for Mississauga Street.
Assalamu alaikum, shalom alaikum, good afternoon everybody, and I really want to thank each and every one of you who have gathered here today to show your solidarity, to show your support, to show your love for humanity. We're all quite shaken, we're all quite devastated, and I spoke to the Prime Minister yesterday who really reassured the Muslim community that he is taking measures. He has spoken to national security, he has spoken to the RCMP to ensure that no such acts happen here, that we are more and more vigilant. I just want to really recognize and appreciate the love and the togetherness of the Mississauga community. I know that in 2017, we faced our own act of hatred and intolerance and Islamophobia. And I know that in 2017, we also stood together in the House of Commons. We stood together to condemn Islamophobia. Our Liberal government, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, stood with each and every one of us, shoulder to shoulder, supporting the Muslim community, supporting the togetherness, the respect, our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and the right for everybody to practice their religion, to practice their faith, to practice and ensure that there is no racism, and to act to end racism here in Canada as well. And I'm so proud to be part of such a wonderful, dynamic team as we work together to make sure that we are ending and really working towards building bridges amongst communities so no such acts happen here. And I, on behalf of my colleagues and myself, ask you if you have any issues or concerns, please reach out to us directly. We are more than happy to help you and more than happy to share in the grief, in the loss, and in the community building that must occur after tragic acts like these. Thank you.
Taking the life of somebody that's innocent is the most heinous of acts, especially when these individuals are so vulnerable and defenseless in their time of introspection and self-reflection. Canada isn't immune from this. We had our own tragedies in Quebec, and now we see this in New Zealand. But we're all here because today Muslim communities are in our hearts to condemn Islamophobia. My main message today is, for any one individual that thinks they can divide us, hundreds of us will show up to condemn them and show that we are united.
Friends, faith leaders, community leaders, neighbors, once again we unite in grief over a truly heinous act, an act of terrorism, an act of Islamophobia. As my colleagues have said, just 2 years ago, we united in grief over the loss of 6 Muslim men, 6 Canadians. Now, the same thing has happened on a bigger scale in Christchurch, New Zealand. These are not just dark days, these are not just days of grief. These are really, if we look at what happened, tears in the fundamental moral fabric of human civilization. And that unites us all. Today, the globe stands united, no longer just the country that we are part of, but the entire world, to condemn what happened here. I want to thank each and every one of you who is here today for showing the compassion and the love that you do. And I'm going to add to the comments of my colleagues with an ask of each of you that goes a little bit beyond. See if you can do something every day in your own life, in your own community, in your neighborhood, in your workplace, in your children's sports organizations, wherever you turn, to break down the barriers, to break down the prejudice, to break down the racism, to break down the petri dish that gives rise to such hatred as we saw on Friday and as we saw 2 years ago. This is not just a basic, simple prejudice. This is something much deeper than that. And in addition to united and showing the solidarity, we need to do some work in our community. And all of us are equipped to do that. This is a country of unity. This is a country that was built on the vision that everybody has a place here. And let's go to work and let's show the people that champion hate and division that they really have no footing in this country. Thank you.
Stand here united, together as one, to stamp out hatred and violence. Our hearts, our prayers, our thoughts are with those that lost their lives, their families, their friends, their community, Christchurch, New Zealand, and around the world. This has only made us stronger, has brought us together as a community. We know this. As we've heard, our acts of kindness, our good words, will stamp out violence and hatred and the darkness that tries to attack us. So this warms all our hearts here as we come together. We are united here as representatives of yours at all levels of government, but also as a community. And this is what makes us strong. This is who Mississauga, this is who Canada is. And we will project this to the entire world, and we will win. Brothers and sisters.
Good afternoon. My name is Omar Al-Gabra. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm not going to repeat what my friends and colleagues just said. I just want to share with you an example of what I saw yesterday. I went to the mosque for the Jum'ah prayer, Al-Farouk Masjid, and what happened then, there was a non-Muslim family that stopped by during the Friday prayers and left a bouquet of flowers and a card that offered words of love, of sympathy, of solidarity. That is what we are known for. This is what Canada strives to accomplish. So yes, there are those who want to divide us. There are those who want to scare us. We must not let them succeed. We extend our hearts and our hands to the victims. We should also look up amongst us for those who are struggling, for those who need help, and offer words of comfort, offer support. But today, we double our efforts to stand united against those who want to spread hate, those who want to spread ignorance, those who will wink and nudge at words of ignorance, of hate, of stereotypes. Words matter, and we all must stand together to call them out and to condemn them. Today is a reminder that our work continues, but when I see you all here, when I see the diversity here today, I am heartened, and I'm confident that we will succeed in stamping out hate and ignorance.
We'd just like to call our MPP Khalid Rashid, and he's going to introduce other MPPs. We'd just like to ask you to please keep it short because we'd like to get to the prayers.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to request my colleagues. I have Sharif Sabawi here. I have Deepak Anand and I think Natalia here. I'm going to keep it very short. The incident that took place Thursday night, Canadian time, I was watching TV and I was like, God, what's happening? I mean, 49 people lost their lives in a mosque. They didn't deserve to die like this. It was purely a terrorist attack at the community, and definitely it was something like Islamophobia. We have to continue to fight.
Shame on you!
We have to continue to fight against hate, and we have to be united. I brought my two daughters today with me because I wanted them to see that how united we are. We live in a country where we are all one regarding, like, we have so many faiths who have gathered here today to show that we are one, and I'm so proud of the country and the province we are living in. And now I'm just going to pass on Sharif to pass it.
I mean, or any act of hatred, any speech of hatred. And some of you already know that I'm coming from the Coptic community who have been exposed for many years of persecution. And I understand and I feel for the victims and their families. Really, it's very sad to feel that there's innocent people who has nothing to do with anything, just lost their lives because somebody thought that he is serving some purpose, whatever it is. There is no legitimate cause to take lives of innocent under any banner. Is it religious banner, political banner, ideological banner? There is none, zero. There's no tolerance for that. And as I mentioned, like in my speech in Islam Mosque yesterday, it's a responsibility of everyone. It's not the responsibility of politicians, it's not the responsibility of clergy, it's not the responsibility of forces. It's every single person's responsibility. When you feel or see some hate speech and you let go, you already didn't fulfill your duty to this country. Please work together to keep our country, Canada, as we knew it, as we choose to be, and as we hope it is. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum and hello. You know, we are also having exact same sentiment, everybody who's standing here, and I'm going to talk about the time when we got this news. I got endless number of calls from Malton Masjid, I got endless calls from Masjid at Cooper. And I actually got in touch with the police chief, and they actually said they're going to be here, and they were there yesterday. I was at both the masjid. And you know, when I was driving to the masjid, I was furious. I was upset. I was furious. How can we have people like this? Why can't we kill those kind of people? And when I reached at the masjid, I was amazed by the speech from Imam. Imam was talking about courage. Imam was talking about a sacrifice. Sacrifice that we need to be calm. We need to take this fear out of us. Sacrifice of that sort. We talked about the working as a community, and I think this is a great way to look at it. I am not Muslim. I have my friends who is Coptic, but I have my brother who is Muslim. It's not about Muslim and non-Muslim. There is only two kind of people. Good people and bad people. And I can tell you, good people do not take the life of bad people, only bad people take a life of good people. God doesn't matter who do you pray, every God has given us one ability to give life. I don't know any God who has given us the ability to take life, and those who are taking life are bad people, inhuman, and if you want to use the word terrorist, they are terrorists.
They are terrorists!
So what Imam said, we need to sacrifice. The sacrifice he asked us to stay calm, not to be furious, and that sacrifice we will continue, and we will tell these bad people we work together and we will stay together. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm here today. Much has been already said, but I'm here today as a Christian and a practicing Catholic to condemn the evil acts of terror that have taken the lives of 49 innocent people. I stand shoulder to shoulder with my Muslim neighbors, friends, who have welcomed me into their homes and into their places of worship. And I condemn this sick ideology that has led to these evil crimes. And I brought a candle from home today that I'd like to light to remember the lives lost. And it says, hope for a brighter future. And that's my message of love for all my Muslim friends and neighbors today. Thank you.
Thank you. Brother, your camera, please.
We'd like to ask. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Noka Dakrub, and I'm the Public School Board Trustee for Wards 9 and 10 in Mississauga, and I just wanted to be here with you today to share with the grief on behalf of all of my colleagues at the Peel District School Board. I do want to recognize one more person who's here in the audience. I know we've run a little too long on speeches, so I'm not going to take too much time, but I want to say that Brea Corbett is here from the Catholic district, from the Dufferin Peel Catholic District School Board, so I'd like her to stand behind me. And we are here just to be here with the Muslim community, to show our solidarity and support, and to always remind you that our schools will continue to be safe and welcoming environments for everyone, and that in our schools at Peel, our Muslim students are welcome to join in Friday prayers every Friday, and they do at multiple locations. And we never have any issues, we never have any incidents, and we're so happy that we're able to provide that safe space for them. And yeah, I don't want to take too much of your time, but we just wanted to make sure that
The way that we can defeat evil such as this is to continue. So the objective of Peel Regional Police yesterday was to make sure that the entire Muslim community felt safe to attend prayers yesterday. That showed strength in the Muslim community to continue and defeat evil. And that is important to Peel Regional Police. And we will continue to support all of our communities so that we can defeat evil. And Peel Regional Police stand beside you as we do that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It is a moment of the mingle mind. I really understand the friend at the back are very furious with anger, but this is a time that we try to unite together with peace. So let's pray together and may everyone let go your hate, let go your fear, let go your anxiety, and pray for the victims in Australia. In fact, our temple in New Zealand, they are trying to protect their members in the temple too. It's a lot of anxiety in us too. If you are trying to promote peace, try to calm down and be mindful. The purpose for together is for us united together with peace. And may all those victims and also the one who lost their life and also try to be the